Hi, I'm Jackie. The case of Alexandra Lumbayi is every parent's worst nightmare. It is the dread of anybody who is a parent. It's one of the saddest cases I have come across, and it's a kind of case that makes you cry. Alexandra was born to a young mother, a single mother. Rosemine, the mother, was about 16 or 17 when Alexandra was born. The parents kicked her out when she got pregnant so young, and the boy, Alexandra's dad, denied the pregnancy. So Alexandra's mom was in trouble, but she worked so hard regardless. She had her baby and she worked and lived for that baby. Alexandra's mom loved Alexandra so much and tried so hard to give her anything and everything that she needed, like every mother does to her child. Alexandra's dad came back into her life, and because they both wanted Alexandra to have the best life ever, they decided to send her to Canada for further studies. Alexandra was actually originally born in Congo. She lived in Congo with her mother. Alexandra was 21 years old. In Canada, Alexandra enrolled at a university, the University of Quebec at Trois-Rivières, and she rented a house or a hostel, which she shared with a housemate or a roommate, I would say, that her mother knew of. As routine, Alexandra would always be in touch with her mother and father. They were always communicating on a daily basis, messaging or calling. Her social media was always active, so they had a routine going on that they were aware of, that they were used to, a daily routine. And one of the things that happened was Alexandra's dad or mother would send her money, either for school fees or for rent or just pocket money. And when she'd receive the money, she'd call them to say, "Thank you, I've received the money," every single time without fail. So on the 2nd of October 2024, Alexandra stopped communicating. And that was rather strange for her dad, because her dad had just sent her money. And as usual, she would call back or text to say, "Thank you, I've received the money." But he heard nothing. When he heard nothing, he contacted Alexandra's mom to say, "What's going on? Alex has not contacted me or said anything." And the mom said, "Well, I've been trying to reach her. I've not been able to reach her either." So it was very difficult for them because they're in another country, Congo, very far away from Canada. So the mom kept trying to call her, but nothing. And about 2 days passed. She then managed to get through to Alexandra's friend, the roommate. And the roommate said she had not seen Alexandra either for days, which was strange because where is she? You're her roommate. Do you have any idea? Did she say anything? And the roommate said, "I don't know. I don't know where she is." Apparently, the roommate had left the house and said, "I'll go back and check the house." She went back and she didn't find Alexandra. And she called Alexandra's mom just to confirm that, "I have not seen Alexandra, she's not here." And then she mentioned something strange, something which threw the mother. The mom had no idea. She said, "Well, maybe our other housemate might know." And the mother was like, "What housemate?" She says, "Oh yeah, we have another roommate." And it was a guy. The mother had no idea. She was never told. It was never mentioned to her that there was someone else. She thought there were always two people sharing the house. So Alexandra's mom asked for this new mysterious roommate's phone number. The roommate she was talking to said, "No, I can't give you his number. He's not going to pick up. He's at work." She tried to give a few excuses, but in the end, she did give her the number. And Alexandra's mom ended up speaking to this guy after trying for some time. And this guy apparently said to her that, "Oh, the last time I saw Alexandra was about 2 days ago, 3:40 p.m. when I dropped her off at the park." So the mom was a bit confused because she said she had not been able to contact Alexandra from 3 p.m. Her phone went silent or dead from 3 p.m. This is all alleged because So the guy said, "Well, I dropped her off at the park and she never came back home." Alexandra's mom said, "How do you know she never came back home?" And he said, "Because I came home and she never came back." Something like that. So the mom was very alarmed. First, there's a guy, a mysterious roommate, and then there is the silence from her daughter. She said she could not eat, she could not drink, she couldn't sleep. It was the most horrible feeling, as you can imagine, that she had not been in touch with her daughter, and it had already been days and nobody knew where she was. So Alexandra's mom asked the roommates to please call the police, and the roommates refused. They said, we can't. They will take you more seriously than us because you're her mother. So you call. The mother was so devastated. She managed to call the police, but at the same time, she made a TikTok video explaining this whole story, but she was explaining it in her language.
À mes 16-17 ans, quand j'étais petite. Et j'ai souffert de ma vie. Et j'ai souffert. Et j'ai dit que ce que j'ai vécu, ma fille n'allait pas le vivre. Il fallait que je me batte pour pouvoir offrir.
She was so devastated. Anyone who has seen that video, it is a heartbreaking video. A mother crying out for her daughter, saying, where are you? You're my life. I have done everything in my life for you. You're my only daughter. Actually, Alexandra was this lady's only child. He was saying, I sent you abroad to get you a better life because I never wanted you to suffer the way I did. That is why I sent you abroad. Where are you? And she cried out for her baby. So after that video, the Congolese and Cameroonian and Senegalese communities came together in Canada where they live and went to the place around the park to look for Alexandra. There were actually some CCTV still images that were released that actually showed Alexandra in the park. She was walking, not sure where she was walking to, but people looked everywhere until apparently someone who was kayaking in a river nearby saw a body, called the police, and they took her out. It was actually Alexandra. She was dead, and she hadn't been for a few days because 5 days had already passed by then. It was a very heartbreaking footage to watch, and the mother is so broken, the father is so broken, and the community is broken. You know, it's one of those things no parent ever wants to hear about the child. And my heart actually really goes out to these parents. I pray they find comfort, because can't even put your head around how they're going to get through this. And nobody knows what has happened to Alexandra. She was God-fearing. She liked to make videos on TikTok talking about God. Beautiful. She was a model, and her life has just been cut short by somebody out there. Because how did she end up in there? Nobody really knows what happened. We're just waiting to find out what happened to this beautiful soul. So that is the heartbreaking story of Alexandra, and it is an ongoing case. Thank you.
Hi people, how are you doing? I was there reading my Bible. Then, so I'm thinking, Jesus is coming back soon. However, we don't know the day, we don't know the time. Even Jesus himself doesn't know. Only Father Lord knows. Do you know what else we don't know? Yes, there's a lot of things that we don't know. And there's also another thing that we don't know ourselves. We don't know the day of our death.